Hello and welcome all of you to yet another episode of Quarterdeck. This time we are at the stall of a company called Brilliant Boats, and we have a gentleman called Mr. Michael Schutte, and we're going to ask him all about Brilliant Boats, their activities, what they do, what they've done, and so on. It'll be a good experience. Let me take the honor to welcome Mr. Michael Schutte. Hello, Mr. Michael, and welcome to the show.
Hello, Srijit. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Now, tell us about Brilliant Boats.
Brilliant Boats has been around for about 15 years. We've been involved in many activities in many countries. We've been involved in projects in the United States, in Egypt, here in Dubai, in Oman, Sweden, Mexico. Right now we have projects going on in Lebanon and in Oman, one in the US and in Turkey.
And tell us something about your very prestigious project, the Underwater Resort.
Well, the Poseidon Underwater Resort it will be the world's first underwater hotel with 24 rooms, conference suite, bar, restaurants, just like the hotel that we have next door, but at 13 meters under a reef under the water on a beautiful reef in Fiji.
In Fiji.
But this project is one where the concept was put together by some very clever people in the United States. The construction will happen, part of it will be done in the United States. The interiors will be done here in Dubai. And we work together with our people building the project in the computers, and then we give pieces for manufacturing to places all over the world. So it's truly an international effort. The construction process will take somewhere between 22 and 26 months. And then we have to assemble all of the various pieces together, and then it will be taken to Fiji and floated into position and then sunk on the reef. It has variable displacement, which means that when the ballast tanks are empty, it will float, and then we allow water to come into the ballast tanks, and at this point it becomes negatively buoyant and will sink down onto the reef where it will be fixed into position and stay. It will have a life of approximately 25 years, at which point the whole thing will then be lifted to the surface again and taken away and refit, and all of the steel structure checked for structural integrity and everything else. At which point, inshallah, it will then come and be sunk back on the reef and live for another 25 years.
Fine. Now I'd like to know about the Mega Yacht in Alloy.
Okay.
And and why in Alloy?
Well, yeah, that's also a very good question. And we've been involved in working with many materials. Different projects require different criteria for how we choose the materials. For example, this vessel here is a steel hull with an aluminium superstructure. And the reason we use steel for the hull is it's relatively cheap. We can afford to have the weight of a steel hull underneath the boat. It helps with the stability. But as we go higher in the vessel, steel is very heavy, and it would make the vessel unstable if we made it steel all the way to the top. Aluminium is lighter, strength for strength, so we use aluminium higher up in the vessel to help us save weight. We've recently finished a 60-meter project that was entirely built out of aluminium. But this is a very fast vessel. It has 9,000 horsepower installed, and the owner, for the owner, speed is a priority. So we chose to build the whole of the vessel out of aluminium to save the weight, so the boat can travel very quickly.
And it's a prestigious project for you, is it not?
It's a very prestigious project with a very prestigious client, and this vessel people will start to hear about this year.
And of course, I was just craving to ask you this question about the motor yacht 40 Love.
40 Love that was one of the first projects that my company was involved in by ourselves. So this was, if you like, the project that set Brilliant Boats on the road to where we are today. And I was very lucky to have a boss at the time who had the confidence in me to allow us to work on such a project. and but this is a boat that many people particularly in this area know. The owner is an Egyptian, and he likes to cruise here. He has family here in Dubai, so the boat is quite well known in Dubai. It has been to this boat show a couple of times, and wowed people. It's not the biggest boat in the world by any stretch of the imagination. It's only 40 meters, but it has huge outside deck spaces. It was a very innovative design at the time that it was launched, and it's a slightly older boat now, but a favorite for many people, which is a huge pleasure for me to have been involved in such a project that's been so well received by the industry, by the press. Particularly the large yacht magazines made a very big deal of this project when it came out, which was again a pleasure for me, a pleasure for the owner as well. And in our business, in my business, the owner dictates what we do. We produce a boat for a man or for a family. It's not what my idea of what the best boat in the world. This means nothing. What my job to do is to give the owner the best boat in the world for him. So he must be the one. He's the designer. I'm just the pencil. He tells me what to do, and together we make it happen. We take his dreams and I turn them into steel and alloy, or into fiberglass, into carbon fiber, into aluminium, for example, like the last one we spoke about.
So it was what you call tailor-made for him, or custom-made.
Yes, this is one of the key offerings of my company, and indeed most other naval architects, is that what we do. If you want to buy a production boat today, you can have one of these. We are building these already in Turkey. Okay. But it's a production boat, therefore it's designed to appeal to many people. These boats are built without a customer. So we build the boat in the hope that a customer will come. So we must appeal to many people. The beauty of having a custom vessel designed is that you decide everything. How fast it will go, how many people it will carry, what toys will you have on board, what functions does the vessel perform, how far does it have to go? Does it need to be very shallow because you have, or narrow because you have some kind of geometrical requirement to build it specifically? But more importantly, it allows the owner to put his stamp. This is his boat, and when you pull into the marina, there is no other boat that is like this. You can't compare it to buying a car. This product is like going along, and maybe in the super yacht industry, this is a Mercedes. If you go to Holland, to Fedship, or to one of the very old prestigious shipyards, there you will buy a Rolls-Royce. But you can come to the parking lot outside here and see many Mercedes and many Rolls-Royces. The beauty of the beauty of what I'm so fortunate to do is that I make something that is as good as a Rolls-Royce. The quality is the same as a Rolls-Royce, but it doesn't. There's no other Rolls-Royce to park next to it. It's always a different boat. It's a boat. It's a Rolls-Royce built for one man, a completely custom vehicle for him and his family to enjoy in the way that they want to.
The standard matters, is it not? The standard offers a requirement.
Yes, and different people have different requirements. If I'm making a boat for you,
my requirement will be different.
I hope so. And this is the beauty of what we do in this business. And we're so lucky to work in an area that's creative. We use new technology all the time. We're always trying to integrate the latest technology in terms of construction, in terms of construction methodology, in terms of materials, in terms of imagine that a vessel like this it's like a house. You have 400 square meters of villa. But you also have electrical generation equipment, you also have sewage treatment equipment, so you have to have all of the functions that you have in your house, but this needs to go into a vessel. And you untie 2 bits of string, and you can set off across the ocean in it. So it must also be able to cope with extremes of weather, extremes of sea state. It's a vehicle. It's not a house, it's a vehicle. So it moves, it twists, it bends, it's subject to the worst or the best that Mother Nature can offer us in the world. So it's a very, very challenging thing to put together. And we work with many, many professional people from many different aspects of not only our industry but others. If you think about the glass that goes into a boat, it's not glass like you have in your window at home. Absolutely. It's laminated and it's toughened. It's more like the glass that you have in your car, which is part of the structure of your car. Now in a boat, it's not really part of the structure of the boat, but it's very rare that your car has tons of water dropping on it, and this can happen at sea all the time. So the glass is a special part, and there are specialists. The air conditioning systems are very, very, there's high demand on these systems. So we have specialists in air conditioning that help us to do this. And these people don't work for me, but they work in the industry. And imagine this is building a yacht like this is a team sport. It's a team sport. And maybe sometimes I'm lucky I get to be the captain of the team and choose my people who we will work together with on this project to produce it. And that will be people from like we spoke about, from the air conditioning, which is important, but also electronics, audio and video systems. Today it's normal to have audio and video on demand in your boat. You sit down in your chair and you think, should I listen to some music? Should I watch this movie, that movie? And you pull out your remote control and you flip through and you say, yes, Ghostbusters, that's what I feel like watching today. And you push the button and boom, it's on your screen. You know, it's not, you're not taking the DVD and putting it in the machine. These are the luxury products. But also piping systems, mechanical systems for sewage, to get rid of all the water, the black and the gray water from the boat. What do you do with it? You can't put it in the ocean, so it must be treated. And the fuel systems, these engines consume quite a bit of fuel. The fuel is not, it's not like in your car where you have one tank and pipe comes out and goes into the engine. First of all, we have 2 engines, plus we might have 2 or 3 generators, which are, so imagine a car with 5 engines and 10 fuel tanks.
One last message if you would like to tell.
I would like to take this opportunity to first of all thank you for taking the time to come and visit me. It's a pleasure to see you again, and I would like to take this opportunity to ask people to think carefully about what your dreams are, particularly in this industry. We have the ability together to do fantastic things, and it's the ideas. The most creative people in my business are the customers. They bring me the ideas to do things that are impossible today. But the impossible today becomes the possible tomorrow. Absolutely. With your ideas and with our engineering and design and the work of the fantastic team of people that we have around us today. It's a very exciting time to be involved in this.
Thank you very much for your time, and
thank you.
I loved talking to you.